Hello, everyone. This is Tom, the Lone Wolf Prepper. It is April 4th, 2025. I want to do a video this evening about how to prepare for an alien invasion. Sounds like a good topic to deal with, huh? Anyway, a little update on my channel. The Lone Wolf Prepper will be going on the road. I'm going to be doing fencing for ranchers and stuff, going to secluded areas that I have to do my fencing and stuff that they can't get nobody else to do. So I appreciate if everybody would come with on this adventure that I'm going to take this summer. Yep, and help me get to 50 subscribers so I can start doing live broadcasts out there and stuff, because I will be spending a lot of time by a campfire and stuff like that. So I'm going to have some fun this summer. So I hope you come with and come with me on the adventure. Anyway, let's talk about alien invasion and how to prepare for that. Okay. Now, first you got to ask yourself, what type of alien invasion is it going to be? Is it going to be something like War of the Worlds, where they just want to eliminate human beings altogether? Or is it going to be something like, and that would have been for the Will Smith Independence Day? Or is it going to be like V, the TV series from back in the 1980s, early 1980s, where, you know, they're going to use some of us for food, some of us for servants, steal all the natural resources from the earth and stuff. It's going to be something like that, using a totalitarian system to do it. Anyway, I don't know, but it'd be interesting. So let's say, how would you prepare for V, the totalitarian takeover and manipulation of people to basically help them exterminate us? Well, that would be a bug out scenario for sure. You know, the one thing about V, they did a lot of, compared to a lot of World War II, the Jews escaping. You know, they had scientists that were on the bad end of things. Then they were all thought bad of because the scientists couldn't figure out how to get rid of them and stuff. So anyway, it was based on, it had a lot of World War II scenario to it. So, you know, I guess you would, in that scenario, you'd have to kind of be like the Jews were in Germany, like the ones that were hiding out and stuff. But it'd be interesting. I don't think it'd be like that, because I don't think people would be stupid enough to fall for it. But anyway, it was a good show. But just another scenario, you know, them coming over, taking over our governments and taking over the people, and all of a sudden some people are food and some people are servants, and the oceans and everything's gone. So, you know, nothing left for any human being that was left to inhabit the earth. But then we get War of the Worlds and Independence Day, where you just deal with some nasty aliens that want to just destroy everything. Well, see, this would be another bugging out scenario. Obviously, if we're invaded by aliens and you live in a big metropolitan area, you know, it's going to be a panic to get out of there. That'll be everybody, not just a few people. Unless you have a few people that, you know, we're not sure what's going on yet, they think they want to be friends with them, but that'd be something else. An actual Independence Day situation. That would be crazy. You know, I guess one thing about it is the average human being would forget about why they hated their neighbors so much and band together. That's one thing that would happen. It'd almost be treated like a natural disaster in a way, where people would come together on everything. You know, the thing, if we had to worry about aliens killing us, we're not, your neighbor's gonna not be worried, not gonna be motivated to, you know, burn your home down. They're gonna be motivated to help you. When we all have a common enemy, we're all gonna come together and help each other. But it would be nuts. You know, how the technology they would have. You know, hopefully we do have some reverse engineering technology, especially when it comes to weaponry, if we have to deal with something like that. But I mean, you talk about preps and stuff. You'd be mobile. You could, unless you had a cave or something that you could hide in, a good hiding place. But otherwise, how would you escape it? Trying to get away from infrared, just what we have, that technology we have, is almost impossible. But anyway, it would be interesting. The thing is, you would have people freaking out, but like I say, they wouldn't be like if we have a civil war here or something like that, or martial law. You wouldn't be uh, apprehensive about your neighbor. You wouldn't be thinking stuff like, what have they got? What are they trying to get at you and stuff. There would be a lot of people helping each other out. I mean, like I say, you got aliens marching down the street instead of, I don't know, some protesters or the military with martial law. Okay, you got aliens coming down. That's gonna bond people together. Okay, a lot of little petty differences will go bye. So, like the scenery, that's pretty cool, huh? Yep. You think there's little guys out there, or big mean guys like Predator that want to take us out? I don't know. I don't think we'd stand a chance, though. We'd find out how much in the Stone Age we still were. So anyway, but it would be interesting. How do you prep for that? That's the hardest one to say. There's other things to prep for: natural disasters, nuclear war. You're pretty much, especially in the area you're in, how you're going to be affected by that. But alien invasion, plus you're dealing with something. Yeah, we haven't dealt with nuclear war, but there's been scenarios and there's training on it, stuff how to survive it. But it's hard to simulate an alien invasion because you don't know what kind of enemy you're dealing with. Anyway, it'll be interesting. It'd be interesting. Tell you what, it would definitely wake a lot of people up when it comes to how important your neighbor is. Like they say, it would bring everybody together. But what kind of scenario we have, like I say, I just don't think it's going to be a friendly scenario. It's come down on the White House and say, "Oh, we're here to help you out. We're going to help solve your problems and stuff." No, it's not going to be that way. It's going to be nasty. So, yeah, prepare for an alien invasion. I think you can have a lot of food, water, and stuff like that, and your equipment, but that's a bug out scenario all the way. I'd have caches buried and stuff, and then that would just be a miserable day. That would just be, first you would be like, I can't believe this is happening, and now I gotta run for my life. Anyway, crazy times. But don't forget, all the drone sightings we had, I can't believe those just went away with no repercussions to it. Meaning they just were here for a couple months and then they just disappeared. That seems awful strange to me. But whatever. Anyway, it's nothing to prepare for. Okay? Alien invasion. Isn't that what Wernher von Braun said? They'd eventually get complete control with an fake alien invasion. Anyway, we'll see what happens. But if we have little gray green dudes running around everywhere and stuff, I guess the government's lied to us for a lot of years, huh? That's one thing. They sit there and say that don't exist. So if we had an alien invasion, nobody's prepping for it because the government said it wasn't ever going to happen. And then they were stuck behind the eight ball, you might say. Because that's just something a little different that it's going to take to prep for it. You know, just you're dealing with stuff that would be crazy. Anyway, that's all I got for this evening. So, anyway, if you do happen to see an alien, you know, maybe get some information on how we can prep against them. Anyway, it's a silly subject, I know, but I just thought I'd have it. Anyway, this is Lobo Prepper. I'm out.